Hi guys, my name is Mavia. Welcome back to my channel. In this video today, we are going to be going over some popular study methods and some general studying tips. Keep watching. I have my list of study methods here and we're just going to run through it. So first up, I have the technique that I use the most and works the best for me. It's the Fenman Technique. I don't know if I said that right, but this is essentially where you are either pretending to teach someone or actually teaching someone in your own words. So you read over the concept and like whatever you're studying about, you learn it pretty well one time through, and then you pretend to teach or you teach someone who knows nothing about the subject, and you explain it in words that are very easy for them to understand. After you do that once, you're gonna go through it again, see what you missed, and then repeat, and just keep doing that until you think you have a pretty good grasp on the subject. Another way that I've seen people do this is they jot down everything that they know that comes to their head right away, and then they go back in and fill in the things that they missed, and then they teach it to somebody else. The whole jotting things down on a piece of paper without looking at your notes is another technique in itself, where you basically just brain dump everything that you know without looking back at your notes, and then you go in and fill back in stuff that you missed. The next study method is a very popular one. I did not know about this until my intro to bio professor brought it up to our class during my fall semester freshman year. So this one is called the Pomodoro Method, which is something that a lot of people might already be familiar with. You set this timer for 25 minutes and you take those 25 minutes to just solely work on the task at hand, or like studying the subject that you're studying. And then once those 25 minutes are up, you are going to take a break for 5 minutes, and then you're going to repeat this cycle for a total of 4 times. You're going to do it 3 more times. So you're going to go through 4 different 25-minute cycles with 5-minute breaks after, except after your 4th 25-minute session, you're going to take a much longer break. You're going to take a 20 to 30-minute break. And the goal of this actually is for you to, like, during those longer breaks, do something a little more productive too, like maybe go on a walk. The point is to not just scroll during these breaks, but to also do something that is still keeping your mind engaged so you're ready to study for your next 25-minute session. And then you're just going to repeat the whole cycle again until you feel like you have a very good grasp on what you're learning. The next method is called the SQ3R. This stands for survey, question, read, recite, and review. So for survey, that just means you're going to look over your content. And then for question, you're going to write down questions related to the content, which could be as simple as, what do I know about this subject? What do I not know? Stuff like that, maybe important dates as well. Then you're going to read over the content. This is different than surveying, because at surveying, you're kind of just like skimming the pages. And then when you're reading for the content, you're looking for the answers to the questions that you wrote down. So again, you're surveying, you're skimming the pages, then you're writing down questions you have about the content, such as, what do I know already? What do I not know? Specific dates, things like that. Then you're going to read through the passage, trying to look for the answer specifically to the questions you wrote down. Then you're going to recite a summary of each section that you just read or just studied. And then you're just going to go back and review. And then again, just like the other methods, you rinse and repeat until you feel comfortable. The next method I have is the Leer System. I don't think I said that right either. But this one essentially is, you take all your content and you make it into flashcards. You want to sort your flashcards into easy, medium, and hard. Get 3 boxes, label them 1, 2, and 3. You're going to take your hard flashcards, put them in box number 1, and box number 1 should be your box of questions that you're going to review every day. And then your medium questions you put into box number 2, and these are the questions that you're reviewing every other day. And then your easy questions you're going to put into box number 3, and these are questions that you're only going to look at once a week. You're going to take your cards from box 1. If you answer it correctly, move it into box 2. But if you don't answer it correctly, you keep it in box 1. And the same thing applies to box 2. You answer the questions in box 2. If you get it correct, it moves on to box 3. If you get it incorrect, it moves back to box 1. So with this method, you're trying to recall your information not just on a daily basis, but as you get better at recalling the information, it's moving on to a weekly basis, which is also spacing out how often you're studying your material. Which takes me into my next method, which is just spaced repetition. So you review all your material right after the class, and then you space out how often you review the content. So essentially you're just gonna go back in a day or two and then review some of it, and then go back in another day or two and then review a little bit more. And each time you review, it's not going to be like a lengthy, like 2-hour long study session. It's going to be like 20 to 30 minutes. Next, I have just some regular study tips. If you're an auditory or visual learner, to come up with mnemonics for the things that you're studying. Same goes for things like flashcards or handwritten notes or color-coded notes, stuff like that. A lot of people say it's easier if you exercise right before you study for retention. And also, you should study either first thing in the morning because you'll retain it better, or study right before you go to bed. But this does not mean that you should be studying at the cost of your sleep. You definitely should be prioritizing sleep over staying up late and pulling all-nighters just to study, because that's literally not going to work. You're going to forget everything the next day. So yeah, that's all I have for study tips for this video. Be sure to watch my next one. Thanks for watching.